Every blue moon comes an NBA prospect so talented, so alien, so different than the rest that they're labeled as a generational talent. Lou Alcindor, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Zion Williamson, and now that list includes Victor Wembanyama. The NBA is home to anomalies like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but we've never quite seen a player like Wemby. Welcome to B-Ball Threads. This is the rise of Victor Wembanyama. As most know, Wemby's an international prospect. Wembanyama was born on January 4th, 2004 in Le Chesnay, France. It's obvious to see how Wemby grew to a staggering 7'4" as he was born into a whole family of athletes. His father Felix is from Congo and was a track and field athlete who competed in the high jump, long jump, and triple jump. His mother Elodie is a basketball coach and former player. Wembanyama's dad and mom are also insanely tall, standing at 6'6" and 6'3" respectively. That's not all though. All of Wemby's siblings are also athletes, as his older sister plays professional basketball and his little brother also plays. You would think for someone so gifted, basketball would have been their focus since a child, but you'd be wrong. Because as a young child, Victor preferred to spend his time on the football field practicing to become a goalkeeper and even practicing judo, which is where he probably gets that crazy flexibility that went viral this summer. It wasn't until the age of 7 where he began to play basketball, learning from his mom. The first documentation of Wemby's incredible gift to play basketball comes from an old 2012 video buried deep in YouTube. It seems like a normal game, but then 6 minutes into the game, the tallest player out there, 2 years younger than the rest, swipes a pass and takes off for a fast break layup. He covers 30 feet in just 2 dribbles, picking the ball up outside the free throw line before taking 2 giant steps and scoring a fast break layup. This was Wembanyama when he was 8 years old, but it wouldn't be until a few years later until the rest of the world caught on to his potential. At the age of 11, Wemby began to practice dribbling, which is now one of the biggest parts of his game. Wemby would practice his skills with guards half his size, allowing him to become a center that had the skills of a point guard. In 2019, Wembanyama played his first season of professional basketball, and while he saw limited minutes and didn't put up generational talent type numbers, he was doing this at just 15 years old. While most 15-year-olds were worried about algebra exams, Wembanyama was playing professional basketball, competing against grown men every other night. A few months later, the whole world knew about Wembanyama. Not because of an insane game, but rather a harmless 1v1 against another French giant, Rudy Gobert. Rudy is one of the best centers in the league and one of the best shot blockers ever, but not only was Wemby already taller than him, but he was also scoring at will. This video went super viral, gaining millions and millions of views. The world now knew about the alien 16-year-old Victor Wembanyama, but there were still many doubters, as people thought he was alarmingly skinny for someone that tall. Many people also thought Wembanyama would be a project player like Giannis because to this point, he didn't see much shine in his professional career. But even though Wemby didn't see much success, the potential was clearly there. The intel on Wemby began to spread. NBA executives added him to their scouting report when they came over on trips. Media requests started coming to his team for a player who wasn't even playing much. Letters started arriving with self-addressed stamp envelopes inside, fans asking for Wembanyama's autograph. Wemby left his team around this time to sign with French basketball powerhouse that was owned by a Hall of Famer and French legend Tony Parker. Safe to say, Wemby's time here was underwhelming. Wemby saw limited minutes as his team's only focus was to win, not develop young talent like him. He was also riddled by injuries the whole season. Whether it be illness, a fractured finger, or a bone bruise, Wemby encountered every injury under the sun. While his team won a Pro A title, Wemby failed to succeed, averaging only 8 points and 4 rebounds in 29 games. Although Wemby didn't find the success desired playing for Tony Parker's club, his draft stock broke through the roof when he took part in the 2021 FIBA U19 tournament, averaging 14 points, 7 rebounds, and nearly 6 blocks per game, leading France to the championship game. In the championship game, Wemby went toe-to-toe with future number 2 pick Chet Holmgren, and while France barely lost by 2, Wemby had a monster game, putting up 22 points, 8 rebounds, and a FIBA world record 8 blocks. Due to not being able to find a rhythm, a hard decision saw Wemby leave Tony Parker's team for the 22-23 season, and with offers coming in from around the world, Wemby ended up signing with the Metropolitan 92. One of the teams rumored to have offered Wemby a contract was G League Ignite. Wemby declined their offer, but imagine if he didn't. How crazy would a duo of Scoot Henderson and Victor Wembanyama be? He started his season with the Mets, playing against Scoot Henderson in the G League Ignite twice, dominating in both games. In the first game, while the Mets lost, Wemby put up a crazy 37 points, 5 blocks, and 4 rebounds. Wemby would lead the Mets to a win in the second game, putting up 36 points and 11 rebounds. He dominated like this the rest of the season in France, averaging 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game, en route to becoming the youngest player to ever win the Pro A MVP. Wemby led his team all the way to the finals, but ended up losing in a 3-0 sweep. His breakout season backed up the crazy hype placed upon him, and Wemby not only became a consensus #1 pick in the 2023 draft, but also became labeled as a generational talent, perhaps the most hyped up recruit since LeBron James. Declaring for the draft was a no-brainer, and that's exactly what Wemby did. With no surprise, the Spurs picked him first in the draft, and you should know the rest from that point on. Wemby played in only 2 summer league games before being shut down for the rest of the summer. In the first game, fans quickly grew worried that Wemby wasn't ready for the physicality of the NBA as he struggled mightily. Against the Hornets and #2 pick Brandon Miller, Wemby struggled, only putting up 9 points on a terrible 2 for 13 shooting. The only part of Wemby's game that was good was his shot blocking, as he recorded 5 blocks, but that should be a given because he's already the tallest player in the NBA. A huge sigh of relief for Spurs fans and a punch to the gut for the haters as Wemby broke through in his second summer league game against the Blazers, putting up 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 blocks in a losing effort. Still, NBA fans around the world aren't satisfied, and people are eagerly waiting to see Wemby play against the league's best. What do you think about Wembanyama? Do you think the hype is warranted, and do you think he'll be an NBA superstar like he's hyped up to be? Or do you think he'll become a bust and become nothing more than a Rudy Gobert with a 3-point shot? Let us know in the comments below. If you like content like this, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and helping us reach 500 subscribers. Also, be sure to follow our Instagram and TikTok for more great content. Thank you.